biggest case he ever argued never got written down in the books, for he argued it against the devil himself. Nip and tuck and no holds barred. And it all started at the wedding of Jabez and Mary Stone.
A night filled with joy and merriment, love and contentment.
Until a stranger appears,
Scratch by name,
whom Jabez recognizes, and Jabez Stone's joy is turned to paralyzing fear as he realizes this is the devil come to claim his soul.
for 10 years earlier, saddled with a dying farm and ever-increasing debt, he sold his soul in exchange for riches and prestige. The payment due 10 years from that date, midnight tonight.
Hello, we are the St. Francis Christian School Readers Theater, and this is
The Devil and Daniel Webster
by Stephen Vincent Bennett.
The wedding guests scattered into the night, driven by the fear of the devil clause, and Mary and Jabez Stone are left alone.
My dear,
What can I do, Mary? It's all true, and you must escape before it's too late. Hurry! Hurry after them, back to the village. Mr. Webster will take you. You'll be safe with Mr. Webster. You see, it's all true, and he'll be back in a minute. The other one, I've got until 12 o'clock. That's the contract. There isn't much time.
are you telling me to run away from you, Mr. Stone? We made promises to each other. Maybe you've forgotten them, but I haven't. I said for better or worse, in sickness and in health. Well, that covers the ground, Mr. Stone.
Mary, you don't understand. There's no hope.
I won't let you go. I won't. There must be someone who can help us. I'll get the judge or a squire.
We'll take a case to the devil himself. We'll take a case against Old Scratch and do him down. There's not a lawyer in the world who'd dare do that.
Good evening, neighbors.
Mr. Webster.
You'll excuse me if I've left you for a moment. I was just taking a stroll on the porch in the cool of the evening. I gather you're in some trouble, neighbor Stone.
Sore trouble.
Some sort of law case, I understand.
You might call it that, Mr. Webster. A bit of a mortgage case.
Oh, Jabez.
Well, mortgage case. I don't generally plead now, except before the Supreme Court. But this case of yours presents some very unusual features, and I haven't deserted a neighbor in trouble yet. So if I can be of any assistance,
Oh, Mr. Webster, will you help him?
I will. If 2 New Hampshire men aren't a match for the devil, we might as well give the country back to the natives.
Well, there must be something I can do to help.
There is one, madam. A hard one. As Mr. Stone's counsel, I must formally request your withdrawal.
No.
Madam, think for a moment. You cannot help Mr. Stone. Since you're his wife now, your testimony would be prejudiced. And quite frankly, in a very few moments, this would be no place for a lady.
You must go, Mary. You must.
Trust me, Mrs. Stone.
Now may there be a blessing and a light betwixt thee and me forever. For as Ruth unto Naomi, so do I cleave to thee. Set me as a seal upon your heart. For love is strong as death. Many waters cannot quench love, neither can the floods drown it. May the Lord watch between thee and me when we are absent, one from the other.
Amen.
Thank you, Mr. Webster. She ought to go, but I couldn't make her do it myself.
Well, Stone, I know ladies. I wouldn't be surprised if we still got our ear to the keyhole. How much time have we got to wait?
Not long. Not long.
Mr. Webster, this is a pleasure.
Attorney of record for Jabez Stone. Might I ask your name?
I've gone by a good many. Perhaps Scratch will do for this evening. I'm often called that around these regions. May I? And now I call upon you, as a law-abiding citizen, to assist me in taking possession of my property.
Ah, not so fast, Mr. Scratch. Produce your evidence if you have it.
Slattery, Stanley, Stone. There, Mr. Webster. I'll open it and above board, and in due and legal form.
Then I stand on the Constitution. I demand a trial for my client.
This case is hardly one for an ordinary jury, and indeed the lateness of the hour.
Let it be any court you choose. So it is an American judge and an American jury. Let it be the quick or the dead. I'll abide the issue.
The quick or the dead, you have said it. I summon the jury Mr. Webster demands. From churchyard mold and gallows grave, brimstone pit and burning gulf, I summon them. Dastard, liar, scoundrel, knave, I summon them. Appear, quick or dead, quick or dead. Broken heart and bitter head. True Americans, each one, traitor and disloyal son. Cankered earth and twisted tree, outcasts of eternity. 12 great sinners, tried and true, for the work they are to do. I summon them. I summon them. Appear, appear, appear!
A jury of the dead.
Of the dead.
A jury of the damned.
Of the damned.
Are you content with the jury, Mr. Webster?
Quite content. although I miss General Arnold from the company.
Benedict Arnold is engaged upon other business. Ah, you asked for a justice, I believe. Justice Hawthorne is a jurist of experience. He presided at the Salem witch trials. Others repented of the business later, but not he.
Repent on such notable wonders and undertakings. Nay, hang them all. I call this first case, the world, the flesh, and the devil versus Jabez Stone. Now, who appears the plaintiff?
I, Your Honor.
And the defendant?
I.
The case may proceed.
Your Honor, I move that this case be dismissed or flagrant on the grounds of improper jurisdiction.
Motion denied.
On the grounds of insufficient evidence.
Motion denied.
Your Honor, gentlemen of the jury, this is a plain, straightforward case. It concerns one thing only: the transference, barter, and sale of a certain piece of property, to wit, is sold by Jabez Stone. I offer this deed in evidence and mark it Exhibit A.
I object.
Objection denied. Mark it Exhibit A.
I now call Jabez Stone to the witness stand.
Jabez Stone to the witness stand. Jabez Stone, they'll fry like a batter cake once we get him where we want him.
Your Honor, I move this jury be dismissed for flagrant and open bias.
Motion denied.
Exception.
Exception denied.
Your Honor.
Jabez Stone to the witness stand.
What's your name?
Jabez Stone,
Occupation?
farmer,
Residence?
Cross Corners, New Hampshire.
Now, Jabez Stone, did you or did you not sign this document?
Oh, I signed it. You know I signed it. And if I have to go to hell for it, then I'll go.
The prosecution rests.
Remove the prisoner.
But I wish to cross-examine. I wish
There
to...
will be no cross-examination. We have our own justice. You may speak if you like, but be brief.
Set me as a seal upon thine heart, as a seal upon thine arm, for love is strong as death.
A seal? Ha! A burning seal.
Love is strong.
Death is stronger than
Be still! I was going to thunder and roar. I shall not do that. I was going to denounce and defy. I shall not do that. You have judged this man already with your abominable justice. See that you defend it, for I shall not speak of this man. You are demons now, but once you were men, I shall speak to every one of you. Of common things I speak, small things and common. The freshness of morning to the young, the taste of food to the hungry, the day's toil, the rest by the fire, the quiet sleep. These are good things, but without freedom they sicken. Without freedom they are nothing. Freedom is the bread and the morning and the risen sun. It was for freedom we came in the boats and the ships. It was for freedom we came. It's been a long journey, a hard one, a bitter one. But out of the wrong and the right, the suffering and starvation, there is a new thing, a free thing. The traitors in their treachery, the wise in their wisdom, the valiant in their courage, all have played a part. It may not be denied in hell, nor may hell prevail against it. Have you forgotten this? Have you forgotten the forest?
Forest?
The rustle of the forest, the free forest,
Have you forgotten the sea and the way of the ships?
The sea?
and the swift ship sailing.
The blue sea. Forgotten.
Remembered, forgotten, yet remembered.
You were men once. Have you forgotten?
We were men once. We have not thought of it, nor remembered it. But we were men.
Now, here is this man with good and evil in his heart. Do you know him? He is your brother. Will you take the law of the oppressor and bind him down? It is not for him that I speak. It is for all of you. There is sadness in being a man, but it is a proud thing too. We are tricked and trapped. We stumble into the pit, but out of the pit we rise again. When the whips of the oppressors are broken and their names forgotten and destroyed, I see you, mighty shining liberty. Liberty! God save the United States and the men who have made her free. The defense rests.
We were men.
We were free. We were men.
We have not forgotten.
Our children shall follow and be free. The jury will retire and consider its verdict.
There is no need, for the jury has heard Mr. Webster, and we find for the defendant, Jabez Stone.
Not guilty!
Your Honor!
Not so fast, Mr. Scratch. I'll have those papers first, if you please. And now, sir, I'll have you.
Come, Mr. Webster. This sort of thing is ridiculous. If you're worried about the cost of the case, I'd be glad to pay.
And so you shall. First off, you'll promise and covenant never again to bother Jabez Stone or any other New Hampshire man from now until doomsday.
Well, they never were much to speak of to begin with, but I agree.
See that you keep to the bargain. Now off with you.
Mr. Webster, I don't know how I could ever thank you.
Nothing any man wouldn't do for his neighbor. Now let's call the others for a celebration. Neighbors! Neighbors!
3 cheers for Daniel Webster, for he has licked the devil.
Forever and a day, boys.
Forever and a day.